might have found everything that we can find, and everything after this is going to be, we're climbing. It's like a logarithmic scale. You have to go another power of 10 to get a little.
Yeah, the notion that we've found what it's feasible to find with the technology and the knowledge and the wisdom that we've got, and to go farther would be more expensive than is reasonable. That point could come. I don't think we're there yet. And again, it comes back to the any idiot artifact notion, and the notion of absolute proof. And I just don't think we're in the business of absolute proof. I think we're in the business of getting the best idea we can, generating and the best hypothesis we can, and testing it using the best methods we can, and coming up with the results. Now there are things we have done on the island that have basically exhausted possibilities. I think we can generally say that the lagoon up there by Bareki Passage, where we surveyed in '97, did a very intensive survey, airplane's not there. I think we can say that with a fair amount of certainty. But a lot of other things, even when we think there is certainty, it often turns out there's not. The Seven site being a classic example. 1991. Here's a report by the Coast Guardsman, by former Coast Guardsman, that they saw a water collection device in the bush up here. Rick thinks, that could be where Earhart and Noonan hung out and had their camp and waited for somebody to come rescue them. Comes in and looks for it, can't find it. Exhausts the possibilities. Okay, we're not going to do that anymore, we're going to go look at something else. But then we get new air photos from the 1940s that show something there. Now we have a point pinpointed that we can go to. 1996, come back, do another survey, cut into the Scaevola, find the tank that's up there at the Seven site. Now we've found the water catcher, we've found what the Coast Guardsman saw, and it's not Earhart. It's something the colonists did. Who the hell knows what the colonists did over here? Who knows why they were doing it? Not important to us. Write it off. We're finished with this part of the island. Now let's go look somewhere else. Then we get the Bones papers. The Bones papers say the bones were found on the southeast end of the island. So we start debating. We have tremendous debate about what the southeast end of the island means. And we say, Rick says it's Alkaraimi South. I say, that's nonsense. That's nowhere near the southeast end. And he says, well, it is if you look at it this way. And I say, they're not going to look at it that way. And we talk about Kanawa Point, and we talk about all kinds of other places. And then it finally occurs to us that the Seven site is on the southeast end, and that Gallagher was directed to do an intensive search. And that intensive search could be what resulted in the placement of the water tank and the other colonial era artifacts that are up there. And so all of a sudden, the site that had been written off as being irrelevant, we've done it, we've finished, we've wiped it out, suddenly becomes our highest priority. That kind of thing happens all the time, and that kind of thing happens in any kind of research. So I don't know what I'd say about a point of diminishing returns. There is a point of diminishing returns in that the people with the information are dying. The documents that are relevant are getting lost. There's no question about it. The artifacts are getting smaller. The island, global warming continues. The island will eventually go underwater. I guess when the island goes underwater, we can definitely say that we've reached the point of diminishing returns. But till then, I don't know.